Hello, and thanks for watching today's video. I'm Alex.
And I'm Lainey.
And today we are going to talk about how to plan for retirement. And before we get started, I just want to clear the air. We are not financial advisors. So This is by no means giving financial advice. And also, please subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let us know how you're planning for retirement, or if you are retired, what you did to plan for retirement. And give us a thumbs up.
Yep. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what do I want to do in retirement, or what do we want to do in retirement? That is a major question that you have to ask yourself, because some people just love to work and really don't want to retire, and the last thing you want is to get bored.
And some people don't know what they want to do in retirement, get retired, and then get bored. So it's really something you need to think about up front, because although sitting in a chair with your feet up on an ottoman relaxing all day long sounds appealing when you're on the rat race, it will get boring really fast.
Absolutely.
And you only have to search online, and people within 1 to 3 years go out of their mind in retirement if they don't have activities and a plan. Also, you need to talk to your spouse, because what you think you might want to do in retirement might not be what they want to do in retirement.
Yeah, it's a good idea to be on the same page with your partner before you retire.
Definitely. Kind of have that plan figured out for sure. And, you know, it might be traveling. You might have had this dream that one day you can stop working and have the time to actually travel and maybe even go somewhere for longer than just a week, you know. Or it might be to pick up a new hobby, whatever that might be, new language.
Yeah.
But also remember, the older you get, the less interested in some of these things you become. So these are things that you're probably going to do more of in the early years of retirement.
Yes, your go-go years.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. So the second question, which I suppose leads in from that, is when do we or I want to retire? So how many years from today are you planning on retiring? That is something that you need to think about. I think it's interesting how few of us, probably including us up until the more recent years, even think about it. When am I going to retire? You know, you're just so busy bringing up the kids and working and just doing life that you don't even think one day I'm going to want to stop this. So
also, for me, I always thought I had to retire at 65 just because that's what I was told.
Yeah.
So it was an eye-opening realization to have when I realized that I just didn't have to play by those rules if I didn't want to.
No, definitely not. And some people, as Lainey said, love their work, and they don't ever want to retire. They maybe just cut back on their hours a bit as they get older. And other people, they just can't wait to leave it all behind. So that is something that you really need to think about. And I think as a couple too, if you're both working, when do you both want to retire? Because we know one couple where he retired before his wife and he got bored.
Yeah,
And
went back to work.
Ended up going back to work, and she still hasn't retired and he's still working. So I think he got a year or two out of his retirement before he gave up. So, so that's something to talk about too.
Yes. Okay, so the third point is, how much money will you need to have saved by the time you retire?
Yeah. So that requires quite a bit of calculating and figuring out. It's going to be different for everyone.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not doing anything in retirement, then you don't really need a huge amount of money. But if you want to be traveling all over the world, then you'll need more money.
Right. And then, you know, you'll need money if you own a home or if you're renting, or where in the country you live. That varies from place to place as well.
Yeah.
So there are so many factors that you have to ask yourself, and of course that will be different for every single person.
Yeah, but take the time to figure it out. It is an important calculation because, you really need to know what that is. And in order to do that, you also need to know how much money you're going to need to save each month or each year to reach that target. Because you can't say, I'm going to need X number of dollars in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years and not have a plan to get there. You've got to be putting that money away every month to accomplish that goal.
And also accounting for inflation and things like that, is obviously the price of everything goes up.
Right.
As well. So.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah. So the next one is, where should I invest my money? CDs, stocks, rental houses. There are so many different places to invest if that's something that you're interested in.
And that goes back to we are not financial advisors.
No.
Everyone's risk tolerance is different. Some people's risk tolerance is much higher than others. But you do need to think about what you're going to do with this money, because it could be several $100,000 that you're saving over, years and years, and it's got the potential to earn income, on its own. And so you need to think about that. You might want the safety of a CD, guaranteed interest coming off a CD, or you might want the risk of the markets. Strap on your, life jacket and hope it doesn't crash.
Right.
So, but consult someone.
Yeah, definitely consult someone. Yeah. And of course, when you're reaching retirement, you're going to want to make sure that you have a safety net.
Yeah. And lower your risk probably too, the closer you get.
Yeah. But that's just my opinion.
I would say most people watching this video are probably in a lower risk tolerance category.
Yes.
Approaching retirement, perhaps.
Yeah.
And the final question that you have to ask yourself is, at what age are you planning on drawing on your Social Security payments? So that obviously heavily impacts how much money you need, and it impacts how much money you will receive from Social Security. If you receive Social Security at the age of 62, then you will get the minimum amount. And the longer you wait, the larger that amount will become. And if you go onto the Social Security website and sign up and get yourself an online account, you can look and you can see how much your estimate is for what you'll get. Now that number will change because every year there's a cost of living adjustment, and that number actually increases. So bear that in mind. But you can go into that calculator and see, what will I get at the age 62? What will I get at 62 and a half, 63, 65, so on and so forth. And, perhaps that number is enough for you to live off, in which case perhaps you need less savings to get you, if you retire early, to that point. Or perhaps you look at that and say, there's not a chance I can live off that, in which case you need to supplement it. So that obviously is a very important piece of this equation when you're figuring out the money that you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's a lot of online calculators as well, which will talk about, if you claim Social Security earlier, how many years it will take you to claim, to re-earn that if you wait. So for example, if you wait till you're 65, you'll get more money, but you would have been receiving money for 3 years. How many years does it take you after 65 to get back what you didn't get? And even though you're getting a higher monthly payment, you missed out on 3 years worth of payments. So that's something that you can look up online. And that's an interesting tool, I think.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So basically, everyone needs to figure out their own plan as to when they want to retire, what they want to do in their retirement, how much money they're going to need, and how they're going to achieve the goals of
Yeah.
getting that money.
And communicate with each other as much as you can to get on the same page and figure these things out so that when you're retiring, you're both ready to go and do the things you want to do.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for watching our video. We would love to hear what your thoughts are on planning for your retirement, or how you planned if you've already retired to get to that point. We're kind of curious on what you do, what you spend your time doing in retirement. And please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.